Welcome to the King Island race for this year. We have 32 competitors and we're just going to have a quick look at the weather. So if you look at this synoptic chart, we have a low up the north end of Queensland that has been influencing our weather but not playing too much of a part as we go along. And you can see broadly we've been in a westerly flow and things are starting to change in around as we look at the race course. So if we go and look at Saturday at 11 o'clock, you see there's a very big spacing between the isobars. This high pressure here is starting to establish, and as we look further down the path we can see that this high travels through. But a quick look for Sunday, you can see on Sunday that we're broadly going to be in south-southeasterly conditions, so it'll make a good trip home. If we go and look at Metai, you can see Metai, this is at 1700 the start time. You can see this lightish patch that is around here, and it's going to be fairly light. If we look as the day goes down, it seems to favour the shore here towards Apollo Bay, so that's something to consider. But as you look, you can see that this general lightish area gets a bit lighter, and as we go to Saturday you can see that it is going to be a light evening, and it's about where you position yourself. As you can see that you can, if you can get through this patch, you're going to have quite a good run. So if we look at 8 o'clock in the morning, it's a light reach down there, and it's just a matter of where you place yourself is how much it's, if the wind's after the beam, it's going to be particularly slow. But if you're in a position where you're hardening up to this, so it could be quite tricky. So anyway, it's going to be an interesting race. And just a quick look at Sunday, if we look after presentation at 11 o'clock, the website's now going slow on me, but you can see that south to southwesterly they're showing. There was a bit of east in the map, and if we look later on that night we can see it gets a bit stronger, but as we get up to the coast it's going to be pretty good. So if we go and have a look at predict wind models, and I'll just drag it back here so you can see the predict wind models, because all of the models are together, it's showing you pretty good. But we're on the predict wind one with the European model, and as we go down you can see the lightish stuff. You can see all of the models basically agree, but if you look here, this time the first one's telling you to tack at 8 o'clock at night, and then the last one is probably up at 10:30. So there's going to be quite a bit of strategy around here as to where you tack. But if you look at the models, they're showing that lightning patch like all of the bomb is showing you. And so as you go down to King Island, you can see there's lightest conditions, but you can see it's in the 7 or 8 knots. And if you've got the wind forward the beam, you're going to add to that, so you should be moving at 6 or 7 knots. But as we come down to King Island, you can see the wind increases, and you can basically see the first one's in at 11:30 and the last one's at 12. So that's the Beneteau first 40, and so it's going to be very nice. But as you can see from the weather is pretty much benign. The seas are going to be pretty flat, and it's going to be nice conditions for the race. So the tactics and the strategy are going to be difficult. Just going to show you quickly a bit of windy. This is windy. This is using the access model, which is the mob model. And again, you can see the lighter patch as it goes through here. And we'll just play as we get into Saturday. Here's 4 a.m. Here's 7 p.m. on Saturday night. So you can see, we'll just go and play it a bit slower so that you can see it come through. But you can see it's again the access model predicting fairly light winds. So anyway, I hope you all enjoy your ocean race, and for those of you who are not racing, don't forget to watch the tracker, because you can follow the tracker and look at the Facebook and the website for updates from the Race Director team. Thank you. Have a good